Hi everybody, my name is Edgardo Cambon and today I'm going to be posting this video, which is a follow-up to a Facebook posting that I did in which I mentioned that I had found the skin synthetic head here, Remo, that I have found it, that has been buried in my garden for several years. It had been before also a planter at the bottom of a plant that I had, and I decided to rescue it. This skin, I had abandoned it because it had bubbled up on the top. It was a Remo Fiberskyn. In those days they used to call it Fiberskyn 3, I believe. And just like this one is a new one, brand new. It's the first time I play it. And this one has been, as I said, mistreated and abandoned for a long time because I had discarded it because it had bubbled up. In the past, I had peeled that top film and I had recovered skins. When I found this one, I decided to test if this skin would be able to come back to the performance stages. So I took all the film that it was left over here. For most of it, there was a little bit that I couldn't get off. I believe that Remo has corrected that problem. I don't want to badmouth the company, and because they make great skins that I use at some cases. So I believe they have solved the problem, and hopefully this skin is not going to bubble up like some other ones that I had. The reasons for the bubbling up and all that, I leave that to the makers of the Remo head to explain that better to you. So I'm going to just leave it there. This video is also not about comparing plastic heads with natural hide. That's a topic that is very well thread in the Facebook and in YouTube, and I can give you my opinion, and I'm going to reduce it as this: different tools for different applications. I have plenty of drums, so some drums I have Fiberskyn 3, which is my favorite synthetic skin. After that, new skin is my next favorite, and so I have drums with those heads, and I use those when the weather is going to be temperamental, when I'm going and playing in a environment that is very humid, etc. Maybe if I'm going to be traveling and the drums are coming with me, as I did one time when I played in Bali, Indonesia. I took drums with synthetic heads for the practical reason and their capacity to withstand any kind of weather without being affected on the sound. As far as natural hide, they're fantastic and I use them. And in terms of quality, some people are extremely picky and they don't touch a drum if it doesn't have mule skin from the west side of the Matanzas River. And I'm being a little sarcastic here. Some other people like me, I hit a drum, and if I like it and I like the skin, I like the cuero, and I like to find out who made it, which animal it is. But for most of my life, I have played cow skin, and in terms of thickness and all that, we can elaborate a lot more. But as I said, this is not a video about that. This is a video about comparing this skin that has been buried in a submarine, almost destroyed, and I kind of brought it back to life. And this is a brand new Fiberskyn that it just came on the box. I tuned them perfectly in the same pitch. These both drums are a Highland drum with upgraded custom hardware for me. I have an endorsement with LPs, a company that I love for a long time. And so I like these drums. They're both 11 3/4, and I tuned them to the same pitch. So right now, if I play them, you're gonna hear this one a little different than this one because this one is not tilted. But if I tilt both, I tune them to the same pitch. So I'm just gonna do a little playing on this one, which is the brand new one, and on this one that, as I said, came back to life miraculously. And that is saying about the durability of these heads, and really that even when they got peeled, you can still peel it, take all the stuff off, and the skin will still sound, if you can call it skin. The head, I should say. So here we go. of course, it's brand new. I think it will need a little bit of breaking in. Even a synthetic head, it needs to break in, get used to the drum. I fine-tune these by tuning the overtones of it, putting my index finger in the center and just hit it around. You probably hear a slight very difference. Talking about fine-tuning regarding the overtones of the drum, that can be a nightmare, because don't forget that the minute that you tune in one side, even if you go slightly, that doesn't necessarily mean that only that tuning log is going to go down and take more pressure. This, of course, is a metal and is pushing not just that tuning log but the other one. So I tune it until it stops having overtones. So what do I feel about this head? Sounds great. It's pretty dry on the slaps, right? I hear a few overtones on the open tone, okay? It's giving me great bass on this. I don't know if the microphone of the iPhone is going to be able to pick that up, but so that's head number one. Now, as I said, brand new. Let's check this baby right here, which has been so long not hearing my hands on it. The minute I put my hands on it, I already feel that by having this top part taken away, I feel a little bit more of a grip in it on the regular, this white plastic. It feels very synthetic, of course, and aesthetically, obviously this looks a lot more like plastic or synthetic film than this one with the upper coating that is mainly for looks. This one gives me a little bit more of a grip, which is something that I like when I play. I feel that this is, when I hit it, slightly slippery. However, people get used to that and people love these synthetic heads and they're very popular. In fact, some makers are selling the drums exclusively with the synthetic heads. Again, I'm not promoting anybody. I'm not trying to sell synthetic skins or cowhide. Remember, different tools for different uses. So here we go. This is the other one. It's tuning the same pitch. Well, to tell you the truth, I think this skin can be giving me service for quite a number of more years. So what I feel is that it's got a little bit more ring on the slaps. Remember, the drums are exactly the same, okay, from the same bash, both 11 3/4, and so this one, it's got a little bit more ring on the slap, when this one doesn't have that. Sounds pretty dry. I haven't altered the drum inside at all for that, right? So the opens are a little bit more ringy too, so it seems to be that in general I could say that outer film muffles up a little bit the sound of the skin. But on the overall, the experiment, which started with me finding this skin in my garden, has succeeded. I'm happily to tell you here that I probably will use this head for a little longer. That's one sound, and here is this other sound again. I can't play them together because they're tuning the same pitch. Well, I mean, I could. When I put this one down, as I said before, it changed the pitch a little bit because of being at the bottom covered. want the sounds to be the same, or if I want to play with 50-50, as I've seen, some people like to play with a synthetic head on the macho or main drum and having the other ones with natural high. There is plenty of manufacturers out there who are selling great skins, or I can simply, because I bought two, replace this one with another one just the same. This skin was the M4 1175 F6D2, and I believe it's gonna last many decades. Thanks a lot.